crisis. Here we go, let's come. Someone's just written in big letters, Everton. I think that might have been Pete there from Toffee TV. A couple of votes for Aston Villa. Wolves, 1 vote as well so far. We've got Steve here from Esteemed Company. 3 votes. Nobody's voting for your club.
Yeah, I think it's because we've been quiet for once, really. We just kind of slept under the radar, really. And no one's, we've not been grabbing the headlines for big money signings, just Mahrez. And I think we didn't really need to do much. That's probably the reason why, really.
And Pep Guardiola, is it going to be another Champions season?
Well, I was worried before the Shield game, obviously the focus of last year, the players. But I think we're so
Hello, Jude, channel 101.
Basically, and I think he'll get into the players' head.
Hello. I follow you on Twitter. Thank you.
And Edison, I think we'll go for level again. I think in terms of
This is the Sky Sports
yeah, I think we're going to be on it.
Deadline Day Live, Watchalong.
Man City on it, very, very ominous.
So,
people can still vote here, vote for your team down at our wall. Lots of votes for Liverpool. Again, we've just got a hat here for Chelsea. Arsenal, a few votes there as well. So you can have your say as well. Tweet us at Sky Sports News.
Great stuff, Dave. Right, I just saw on the board there for the best window somewhere written in big capitals, Everton. Well, we've got Darren Bent, Andy Hinchcliffe and Paul Merston in the studio. Andy, as a former Everton player, what have you made of their business? Richarlison, Digne, it looks like Mina's coming in, and Bernard.
Digne, I'll take. Yes, I think it's an improvement. Knox as well with Seamus Coleman, the injuries he's had, so I can understand him coming in. But Richarlison, to me, they've overpaid for him. I know Marco Silva knows.
Are you putting up the signing for the football team on Twitter? I'm not made it. Yes. And then I'll make it off stream when I get some players to join.
Yeremina, I'm not convinced by that one. I'm not convinced by that from what I saw at the World Cup.
Centre-backs who score goals.
Yes.
Everybody
needs to
knows
be able to
Is Darren Bent there? On Sky? Oh yeah, Darren Bent's there.
This is the thing, and Everton are going to be a little bit careful. Marco Silva wants to play in this expansive game. So he wants players in the team that can play, but just because you're 6'5" doesn't mean you're a good defender. A lot of strikers in the Premier League, attacking midfielders, are small, mobile, so height doesn't mean everything. So I'm surprised at how much they're going to pay for him. Whether it's a loan deal, I'm not so sure, but they do need someone at centre half because they have been poor in there. Ashley Williams has left now as well, so they do need somebody in. But with Richarlison, that would concern me, the amount that they're going to pay eventually for him. A lot of pressure at Everton, massive pressure compared to playing at Watford.
Chiasi, obviously to Palace, Digne, Barcelona, Everton, Bayern Munich, Newcastle, Silva, West and West Ham. There's just a few. You've got Rondon and loans to Newcastle, Hart to Burnley, Vidra to Burnley, Callum Chambers on loans of Fulham. You've got Adama Traore to Wolves. You've got Kepa from Bilbao to Chelsea. You've got a lot. You've got a lot of signings, and that obviously.
The manager believes him, and as you said, he signed him twice. Yeah, and Paul, this
where do you think Macclesfield and Tranmere will finish in League Two?
They haven't signed a striker in this window either. I know they've got Cenk Tosun in January. Is that still an area where they're a bit short?
21st.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of teams in the Premier League that are short at centre forward. I mean, that's the hardest position to go out and get, and the amount of money going around. The thing is, he probably thinks, right, I'll play him every week. I'll get 2 players who play out wide, and I want the ball put in the box. If you put the ball in the box for him,
yeah, Shrewsbury signed midfielder Ollie Norburn from Tranmere on 3-year contract. Accrington re-signed striker Andy Mangan on 1-year deal.
£40-odd million, I think that set the benchmark.
He was at Bala, I think. I'm sure he was at another club before
16, I want 17, I want 18, I want 19, I want 100. And I think that's been the problem.
Right, more from these magnificent gentlemen in a moment.
Okay, so what we've got now is going through to the promoted clubs. One of the promoted clubs, Wolves, they've missed out on one of their main deadline day targets, but they are hoping for additions. Kirsty Edwards, can you tell us more on this?
Jerry Madonna, former Tranmere player, has joined Barnsley.
They have got an addition today. The club in the last few seconds have just officially confirmed that Leander Dendoncker is a Wolves player. This is a 23-year-old Belgian
Leander Dendoncker is a
joining
Wolves
from Anderlecht.
player.
I believe the fee is around £12 million. He's a Belgium international, as I say, was part of their World Cup squad. A versatile player. We saw him here at the training ground earlier today. We filmed him here, so we knew that the deal was very close to being confirmed. He passed his second medical earlier on this morning, so we've just been waiting for confirmation, but that has now been made. As I say, a versatile player, can play midfield or defence. One deal that did break down earlier on today for Wolves, Alexander Zinchenko from Man City. They were hoping to persuade him to leave Man City and join Wolves, but he has opted to stay at Man City, wants to fight for his place there. Another deal confirmed at Wolves just quickly, John Kitolano. He's a young player, 18-year-old defender, very highly rated. He's joined from Norway, but he's a prospect for the future, one to watch out for. But yes, that deal for Dendoncker has been confirmed. And don't rule out another signing this afternoon. They have been looking to try and bring in another wing-back. So that is something they've been looking at. We might see some movement there this afternoon, but the clock is ticking.
It certainly is. So Wolves pretty busy. What about Fulham then, one of the promoted clubs as well? They've been looking to bring in new players, 3 in fact. Let's see how this is progressing. James Cole, what have you got there?
Yeah, the 3 most likely, we think. First of all, goalkeeper. A bit of a surprise. We weren't expecting a goalkeeper to come into Fulham today, but we think Sergio Rico is going to join on loan. He's in London. He's in advanced talks with a move from Sevilla, and that is quite a long way down the line. That's probably the most likely of the deals to happen, aside from Joe Bryant, which we brought you first.
If you want to join my team, my YouTube team,
Fabio was signed earlier in the window.
Follow me on Instagram, DanLookin14, and let me know on there.
This was a defensive midfielder, Andre Anguissa, Marseille midfielder. Now this deal is moving and could well happen. He's not in the country, I understand, so it'll have to be done remotely, but it's going to be quite a sum. Reports in France claiming £27 million. He's certainly worth the market value around about 20, so that wouldn't surprise me. He's very highly rated, a Cameroon international, 11 caps for Cameroon, and probably what Fulham and Jokanovic will be looking for, just something sturdy, steely in that Fulham midfield. And finally, as I said, the news we brought you this morning, Joe Bryant. He was on his way to Aston Villa. He was going to have his medical at Aston Villa yesterday. Fulham came in with a late bid for the Bristol City left back, and he's been in London having his medical, and we expect that deal to go through shortly.
James Cole, thank you very much. And let's go to the third one then, Cardiff. They've enjoyed a pretty good day. They have brought in a player from Real Betis. Michelle Owen was there to witness it, and you're there now.
That's right, Vicky. They brought in Victor Camarasa from Real Betis on a season-long loan. That was confirmed by the club at 1 o'clock this afternoon. There's been lots of rumours surrounding Bournemouth midfielder Harry Arter. We understand Cardiff City have approached Bournemouth for the player. However, my sources tell me that Harry Arter did train down at Bournemouth this morning, and I believe he is still down there. He hasn't made the trip up to South Wales as yet. Keeping a close eye on it, but doesn't look likely. That's what I know from my source, but keeping a close eye on this one.
Right, business slow for Newcastle this summer, but is it looking up for Rafa Benitez?
Well, Rafa Benitez says he wants to get a defender, and it's going to have to be quick. We can tell you the agreement is very close with Swansea's Federico Fernandez. He's on his way for a medical.
Right. Right, what I'm going to do I've been talking for so long. I'm thirsty, I need a drink. What am I looking for?
More and more people are switching to great value home protection from FBD Insurance. Protect your home from as little as €185. Switch today.
Whilst this is off, let's have a little look. 12 people watching, that's not too bad. Right, so, like I said before, if you want to join my football team, Instagram is DanLookin14. Go down into the description of my recent video. Hit my Instagram, go have a look on there. If you don't have Instagram, message me on Twitter. We've just gone up a subscriber. I've literally just watched that happen. So make sure you go and have a look. Am I in a team? Yeah. If Yeah, because you're going to be committed, obviously, to coming down. Ryan Woods, I forget the chair.
Now half price for 6 months. Search Sky half price.
Would you like a Coca-Cola Zero Sugar?
Never had one. What else?
Still nothing. On that.
There's life in the old fox yet. This summer, break free with a Coke that's sugar-free.
Right, yeah, so
Refresh yourself and break free this summer.
is there a manager? I'm still in talks. I'm still in talks with a manager.
60 seconds for a toothpaste to work is pretty remarkable.
Still waiting for him to get back to me. I'm sure you've probably seen him if you're following me on Twitter, and if you are a subscriber.
Rapid reduction in sensitivity. It's rapid, it's fast, it's effective.
People that want to have results straight away, this is for them.
The clue is in the name, it's rapid relief.
Patients will love it because it will work quickly. If I can get people out of pain quicker, why
I'm willing to be manager if they can't. Yeah, that's
Now,
fine.
with an Irish Life Health Benefit Plan, you can get even more back from your health insurance.
Heading to Anfield on Sunday for our friendly games. So I can't see Liverpool getting anyone, to be honest. I mean, Shamier as well. Doesn't look like they're in talks. There's been no rumours or anything. So it looks like our squad's set for the season until January. Do you want me to do a watch-along tomorrow with Leicester versus Man United? Do you want me to do that? I'll live stream it.
Here he is, the world's most expensive goalkeeper, Kepa, £71.6 million. He's about to give a news conference at Stamford Bridge. There we'll be hearing from a little bit later on. I'm not sure if Richo Sarri will be alongside him. I expect he will be, so that'll be a bit of a bonus to hear from him as well. But we'll bring that as we get it. And we promised you some shots of Jordan Ayew arriving at Crystal Palace's office in Central, and there he is. He's got his hood up as he comes in. We're told that will be a loan deal from Swansea.
And it's literally just lagged out.
It looks like he's going to be a Crystal Palace player.
Yeah, busy newsroom here at Sky Sports News. Our reporters are busy up and down the country as well. So let's get the latest from Newcastle. They are desperate for a defender. Are they moving a step closer to getting that wish? Keith Downey is at the training ground and has the latest for us. Keith.
Yeah, well, Joe, if there ever was an example of just how quick that clock is ticking, it's here at Newcastle. Just 2 hours left of the transfer window. We brought the news to you around an hour ago that Federico Fernandez, the Swansea City defender, is currently in a flight here up to the northeast to have a medical and agree to a permanent transfer to Newcastle. What we can tell you at 20 minutes to 3 is that no fee has been agreed between the two clubs as yet. So he's on his way up here, assuming that everything will go through fine. We're told that discussions circle around a £6 million transfer for Fernandez. Benitez is desperate to get in another central defender after Florian Lejeune was injured, sent out an injury for most of the season. It looks as though Fernandez is going to be that man. The question is, when will he arrive here? We'll keep watching. As you can see, the training ground right behind me. Hopefully we get a glimpse of him at some stage, but Rafa Benitez very close to getting in a defender with just a couple of hours left of the transfer window.
Yeah, okay, Keith, thank you for that. Well, let's get to Liverpool now. Vinny O'Connor is at the club's training ground there as we count down to this 5 o'clock deadline. Vinny, what's the latest there?
Well, it's all very nice here. No rain, no grey clouds. Glorious sunshine as well. The Liverpool players are out training. Well, what I can tell you is that not amongst the Liverpool players out there at the moment is Danny Ings, who's been left to be able to try and sort out a move away from Liverpool. We know that there's been links with Crystal Palace. We know that there have been links with Southampton. We were told that Southampton aren't in for him. It looks as though the interest from Crystal Palace has cooled as well. Certainly no firm bids, but still working on trying to get Danny Ings that move away. He obviously wants to move for first-team football. He will be allowed to leave Liverpool Football Club as well. As regards incomings, well, we know it's going to be a pretty quiet day. Liverpool getting so much of their business done earlier in this transfer window. We have spoken to Fabinho in the last hour, though, as well. He says the fact that Liverpool aren't likely to sign anyone on deadline day doesn't weaken them
in any way. He believes that the squad is pretty strong to really challenge Manchester City this season. He's been talking up Liverpool's chances somewhat, also been having a laugh about the chats he's been having with Bernardo Silva. Says he wishes him well for the season, but obviously not Manchester City. He's also been joking about Kylian Mbappe possibly becoming a Liverpool player in the future. He's been in touch with him, says, you know, he's not necessarily trying to persuade him at the moment. He says Mbappe's happy at PSG, but who knows in the future. As it stands, though, Liverpool unlikely to bring in anyone on deadline day, but possibilities of outgoing still. As I say, Danny Ings working on a possible move away.
Okay, Vinny, thank you very much for now. So that's what's going on in the Premier League. What about what's happening over in Italy? We can head to Gilda Pinsat, who's in Milan, to get the news of everything that's going on over there. Gilda, thank you for joining us this afternoon. And let's talk about Luka Modric first of all. We know that Inter Milan want him. Any chance of that happening today?
Hello, good afternoon. Yes, well, actually, everything will be clear tomorrow after Modric will meet
like
Real President Florentino Perez. Yesterday, he met the Real Madrid General Director, Ángel Sánchez, but tomorrow, and then he reaffirmed that he would like to move to Milan. Well, the club said, no, we want you to stay. So tomorrow the player will meet his president, his current president, and we think he will say again that he would like to leave, and then we'll see what Perez will answer. The player agents are in Madrid too, and they're keeping in touch with Inter Milan people here in Milan. Tonight at 7 p.m. there's a training for Real Madrid, and the whole team will be there. Also the people, the players who travel to the US for their tour. Modric is expected to take part in the training.
Gone up to 345. Don't forget, if you want to subscribe, go subscribe. I'm a champion. If you're new to this channel and you're just watching because of the Sky Sports, I do champion vlogs with a season ticket holder. And I also do more football videos. I do streams like this quite often where I'm going to be doing Man United Leicester tomorrow. I'll probably be doing Liverpool versus West Ham when I'm on holiday. That's how committed I am. So we'll see how that pans out.
Among other names like Ospina or Ochoa, is one of the names Napoli have been looking at. For some times we didn't talk about it any longer, but now it seems that his name is one of the few names that Napoli is really interested in.
Okay, Gilda, thank you very much for now.
Okay, Crystal Palace have made a move for a championship player this morning. Could they be about to do some late business this afternoon? Then let's join our reporter, Michael Bridge, for the latest. What have you got for us, Michael?
What do you think on Wolves signings this window? Wolves are looking really positive, to be honest.
Jordan Ayew is undergoing a medical in the central London offices, Crystal Palace's offices. He'll be another welcome addition to Crystal Palace. It's been a very good summer so far. Why? Because Wilfried Zaha
they've had a good window. I think they could do well.
Chet Kouyaté, who I spoke to earlier, he's in the midfield. And the new Mayor of London, Max Meyer, has joined Crystal Palace as well. So plenty of good news for Crystal Palace. So they'll probably now be concentrating on outs. Away from transfers, it's been a very, very wet day here, and the players are in good spirits. They're looking forward to Saturday's game. And Patrick Van Aanholt thought it'd be really funny and splash me, which they're calling on social media Splashgate, and he splashed me earlier, and this is what happened. Ayew does look like he will be on his way. He hasn't been traded. Oh my God, I've just been splashed. Oh my God. Yeah, oh, that's live TV for you. Yes, he was very, very apologetic because I waited for Mr. Van Aanholt, and this was his reaction. You splashed me?
No, actually, I didn't know. The water was there, so I couldn't avoid it anymore. So I'm sorry, bro.
Like, you know, that's a £5,000 fine if I take it further, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to take it further.
It wasn't a joke, man. I couldn't avoid it anymore. Sorry, bro.
Like, I want you to apologise to me in front of the camera. Michael, I'm sorry.
You have to.
Yeah?
I'm sorry, bro.
Right, have a great season, Patrick. Take care. See you later. But he did apologise, and you might have seen on his Twitter today, he also said he'd be getting some Crystal Palace kit because I'm soaked and it's still raining, and he was true to his word.
Oh no, it's all gone horribly wrong. Oh dear. And that was not an apology, by the way. Well done, Patrick Van Aanholt. We set you up nicely.
You don't forget to subscribe if you're here just for the stream.
Right, breaking news about this man next, Islam Slimani. That's coming up, stay with us.
Breaking, you've got Slimani coming up. But yeah, if you're here just for the stream because of the deadline day and you've never seen me before, please subscribe. I'm on a big mission to hit 400 by the end of the year. I'm a champion vlog, I'm a season ticket holder. I'll be doing loads of vlogs. I'll be doing loads of vlogs this season on the season be vlogging their games, and I'm also going to be doing videos of football and Premier League predictions will be coming out soon. There'll be loads of videos coming out in real life football. I'm also working on a charity match at the moment, my own football teams. We're putting quite a lot of effort into trying to make you guys all enjoy it, so make sure you do go down and subscribe if you like the sound of my channel. If you're gonna like to see me do more things like that, make sure you leave right down in the stream. I do more streams like this with football games, so if you are enjoying the stream, please go down there and subscribe. I'd be so grateful. If we can, obviously I'm on 347, if we can get to 350 by the end of the stream, I'd be so pleased. So can you go down there, subscribe for future streams like this. Obviously I'll be doing more Tranmere vlogs because I'm a big Tranmere fan. I've got the season ticket like I just said. I'm doing more into my charity match. I've done 2 so far since I've been on YouTube. They've both done really well. I've gained quite a lot of money for charity for them, and I'm also coming towards making my little team, just a little fun thing to do. Get a group of my friends together, try and make a little team, play against some of my mates who will make a team, friendlies and all that good stuff. So make sure you subscribe, go and have a look at some of my old videos, some of my old vlogs, some of my old stuff that I've done. So if you really are interested, please can you go down and subscribe. I'd be so grateful for it.
Sometimes if you're lucky, you get a chance to set it straight. The Equalizer 2. Greetings. They're a minefield.
Brownie. Hi, Brownie.
How many kisses?
Oh, do you think Man United have a surprise signing for the fans? I'm a Liverpool fan, so I don't care about Man United. I'll answer the question though. I'm not sure. They're looking at loads of defenders, so I don't know if they've already got someone and they're just going to announce it at the last minute. I'm not sure. Maybe, I doubt it. But there's 2 hours, 11 minutes and 4 seconds left of deadline day, so I'm excited to see what else is going to happen. I'm going to be streaming for the rest of deadline day, the rest of the night, the rest of how long deadline day on for. So make sure you give this video, the stream, a thumbs up and stay on this because I'm going to be giving you loads of information. This is going to be playing out in the background, also speaking to you about what's happening around the world. So make sure you smash that like button for more streams like this as well. I'll be doing Manchester United versus Leicester tomorrow, and then I'm going away on Saturday, but then Sunday I will do Liverpool versus West Ham, fingers crossed. So here we go, back on.
There's just over 2 hours until the deadline and some big breaking news coming out of Leicester. One player looks to be on his way out. Our reporter Rob Dorset can bring us right up to date. Rob.
Yes, it's a Leicester player, Joe, who was the club record signing just a couple of years ago.
2 seconds, I'm just going to top my drink up, let this play out.
He cost Leicester in 2016. He was given a 5-year contract back then, so he's still got 3 years left on his deal. It looks like Leicester are closing in on a deal which would take him to Fenerbahce on loan for this season. We expect that to go through shortly. Could even happen today, of course, because it's a loan deal. Doesn't happen before the deadline, but it looks like he's on his way out to Fenerbahce. Leicester still trying to get Charlie Surgeon in before the final deadline. He's a defender from Turkey.
Okay, from one new signing to another now, perhaps the best name in football, I think, because Wolves have signed Leander Dendoncker, easy for me to say, Leander Dendoncker from Anderlecht, and this is how they revealed that new signing.
Champions League action last night, but could they be about to do any late business? Let's join our reporter, Charles Patterson. Charles, are they about to do any business?
Well, you got to remember that the Scottish transfer window is open until August the 31st, so there's no imminent need for Celtic to be bringing in players today like those in England, but they are being affected by what's going on in England, and we're about to speak to Brendan Rodgers. We're expecting him to talk about Daniel Arzani, who of course is joining Manchester City. The expectation is that he will secure then a 2-year loan deal here at Celtic, so we'll wait to find out what Brendan Rodgers says about that and about any other potential incomings and outgoings that may be affected by the English market. Just a word on Rangers. They play tonight in the Europa League, and we understand that Declan John, the fullback, is in talks about a move to Swansea, so he won't be involved tonight against Maribor, and neither probably will be Josh Windus, because we understand that he is in talks over a move to Wigan. So Stephen Gerrard's made a lot of signings, but he could be trimming the squad as well. We'll get more clarification on that later, and of course Rangers team sheet this evening may well reveal a little bit more.
And Watford are hoping to do a deal to bring in Jake Livermore to the club. Jamie Weir has more on this one.
Yes, thank you, Tom. They've been a busy club this summer, Watford. They've already brought in 6 players, did most of their business at the start of the window, and they look to be happy with the business they've done. But injury problems in midfield mean that they are after one more, and that man, as you say, is Jake Livermore. They're keen to get him in on a loan with a view to a permanent deal, but clearly he's an important player for West Bromwich Albion as well. He played all 90 minutes of their defeat.
Yes, and Watford are looking at Livermore.
The Championship at the weekend, but that is the one they want to get done. The deal is still ongoing. They are still in negotiations for Jake Livermore. When I spoke to Javi Gracia a little bit earlier on, this is what he had to say. He wasn't giving too much away.
It's a position where we need to reinforce if it's possible, but as you know, or as everybody know, I don't sign players.
If you enjoy this,
it's the club
Corey,
who takes that decision, and I can give my opinion, and after that I'm waiting.
Make sure you like this. If you really like this and you
say, reading between the lines,
sign Godin and Harry Maguire,
United, please. More business done. But if they can get Jake Livermore in, that'll be 7 signings this summer for Watford,
clearly
and
after.
I'm sure they'll be happy with that.
But who do you support? I support Tranmere,
is there for us, and she has the very latest
and I support Liverpool as well. Obviously I follow Liverpool as well. I followed them all my life. Recently just started supporting Tranmere about a year and a half ago.
That target will leave the club. Southampton always adamant. Made it very clear that they wanted to keep him.
But if you're enjoying this, make sure you like. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I'll be doing loads and loads and loads of these streams throughout the season, watch-alongs, the big games and everything like that. So give this a like and also subscribe, because I'll be doing vlogs of Tranmere season, videos like this, football videos. So just keep your eye out. I also do.
With Southampton.
I also do. I also do charity football matches, do them quite often, and also I'm sat making my own little team with my mates. So if you're enjoying this stream, leave it a like. I'll be doing Man United vs Leicester live stream tomorrow, Watchalong, and Liverpool West Ham as well. So if you're looking forward to that, make sure you like. Go and check out my other videos as well.
For any new player as well.
2 more subscribers to hit the stream goal of 350.
We've only got a minute left. Very quickly for our 3 guests, Darren Bent, Andy Hinchliffe and Paul Merson. Who's done the best business so far?
I like Liverpool's Sam Shaqiri. I think he's really effective. Gives them more depth in the squad, and I really like what they've done, especially for
49, one more. Who's going to be the 350th? If you're enjoying the stream, give it a like, go and have a look at my other videos, subscribe for more of these streams. You're not going to remember my name, to be honest, on this, unless you type in this, so just subscribe to me, and every time I do a stream, it will come up in your subscription box, so you can watch it.
Good player, great
stuff. Who is going to be
these 3 lads are staying with us for another hour, but next up we've got Jim, Pete and Hayley are coming in right up until the deadline, which is just over 2 hours.
Hey! We've hit the goal.
But this one is done.
What do you think about Man United this season, mate? No.
His dream move. We'll hear from him this afternoon.
I am, as much as support Tranmere, I still obviously support Liverpool. But I'm not going to be a biased fan. I'm going to speak the complete truth about what I think the season's going to be like. Well, you've bought in Fred, you've bought in that Delort, and you've bought in Grant, so there's 3 players. If you get in a defender, you're going to have, obviously you're up there with, in the top 6 definitely. But I think, obviously, you got a good team. If Pogba goes, I think that's going to be a massive loss for you. But I think you'll definitely get top 3 or top 4 if you get another defender. But you just need to Mourinho's obviously going to be looking at players that's going to fit your team. So I think if you get the right players, you'll have a decent season, top 4 definitely. So I think Tranmere will finish 12th. I'd take 12th. I'm just going to turn this down. I'll turn it back up when the thing comes on, just because it's the advert thing. Watching what when I think I love the fun there. Yeah, it's good, isn't it? I quite like it. It's just a little funny skit. Tranmere finishing 12th. Yeah, I'd take that. Mid-table, we're definitely a mid-table team. But what do you have to say?
French fries and I are pregnant. And we're having chicken fries.
Who are Tranmere? What? Search them up. They're a team. They were in non-league. They were in non-league last season, and we came up in the playoffs. After having a man sent off in the 48th second of the match. We used all of our 3 subs by the 40th minute, and it was 1-1, and we went the whole second half. We scored, we got through the game, and we are now in League 2. I'm proud of Tranmere, to be honest, as a fan. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they can produce. Hopefully, if you subscribe to my channel and look out for my Tranmere vlogs, hopefully you will find out who they are, and just keep your eye out, because I'll try and capture as much as the atmosphere, as much as of the game as I can. So just keep your eye out, watching these videos that I do. Make sure you enjoy. Make sure you give it a like I said, if you're enjoying it. So yeah. Oh yeah, there's a Tranmere calendar there, by the way. I'll get that down in a second. Ops on Brentford. Brentford are decent. I've not really seen them playing much, but considering they're a championship team, and I think they might go up this season. I'll have a look at your Brentford news. Thanks for the good work. That's alright. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Cyrus Bangley. Good luck for the season. Are you a Man United fan? What's the kit on your bag? On your What's the kit on your channel badge logo?
Here's a question: will Jose Mourinho get the centre half that he so desperately
What is the kit on the logo of your channel?
Oh yes, time is running out for clubs to get their reinforcements. We've got reporters all over the country, and of course right here at Sky Sports News, as well as Donna Chef, working as busy as ever on a day like this, Donna.
Yes, indeed. So many deals, so little time, and you won't miss a thing. And listen, everybody, this is 2018, so of course social media is a huge part of what we do. We are across everything. We're across everyone. And
Jasper is right on top of everything as well.
Absolutely, Pete. Yeah, we want to know how you are watching Deadline Day. Get in touch on our Twitter page at Sky Sports News.
Indeed, yes. And, of course, we've got expert reaction as well. And it's a three-pronged attack with Paul Mercy, Darren Bent and Andy Hinchcliffe.
Give me a little volume, please.
Wow. Meet the most expensive goalkeeper of all time. Kepa, we're going to hear from Chelsea's new number one.
Is that
he
right?
replaces that man there, who's already been kissing the Real Madrid badge. Goodness me. That's on his first day at Real Madrid. And the Wolves revolution continues. We're going to tell you about the Belgium international midfielder who's moved to Molineux. Still no movement at Tottenham Hotspur. So
what's
will
that?
Be looking to bring anybody in, or will they be the only Premier League club not to sign anyone this summer? Find out what Mauricio Pochettino has had to say.
I can't tell what it is.
And it's not only a happy deadline day, but it's also a happy birthday to Roy Hodgson. He's got a cake, but will he get any presents at Crystal Palace?
Was that? No, there was no Bradford news.
I love that. You know, Mike Bridge will do anything to get a response from somebody. It's not Hodgson's birthday. It's nobody's birthday. Here's a cake. Come on. No, it's terrific. Yeah. Great to have you on board. Good afternoon, everybody. What can we tell you? Time is running out. It really is for Manchester United. If they are looking to bring in a new defender, and they want to, Mourinho desperately wants to. There have been many players mentioned over the past few days. Fraser Dainton will bring us right up to date with the latest. So Fraser, all eyes on Old Trafford, all eyes on you. What's going on?
Share the channel around because I'm
Well, unfortunately, it is getting closer and closer to the deadline, and it's looking increasingly more and more like there's going to be no one coming in here at Old Trafford. The latest name that has been added to the list is that of Diego Godin, the 32-year-old centre-half Uruguayan from Atletico Madrid. We understand there was definitely contact between Manchester United and Atletico, but they were told he was signing a new contract. We've since had some more information come out from a very, very good source telling us that in actual fact, from their perspective, it was actually the agents of Diego Godin that approached Manchester United himself while they were in Cagliari recently. He was told, apparently this agent had told the Manchester United that he was interested in the possibility of a move to Old Trafford, and Manchester United then said, right, okay, well, we'll take an offer to Atletico Madrid. You take that to the board, discuss it with them and see what we can sort out. Lo and behold, surprise, surprise, within a few hours of that actually happening, Diego Godin signs a new contract with Atletico Madrid. Now, although we understand Jose Mourinho was quite keen to actually try and sign the player, the belief is that the agent used that interest to just try and leverage a better deal for his player. Such is the way that the transfer market moves sometimes. So, Diego Godin crossed off the list. Harry Maguire crossed off the list. Claude Puel saying that he is going nowhere. Toby Alderweireld, we can pretty much cross that one off the list because Spurs haven't signed anyone, and it's gone very, very quiet on that one. Jerome Boateng, we can cross that one off the list as well. He trained with his Bayern Munich teammates earlier this morning, so it doesn't look like he's going to be anywhere near a plane to Manchester anytime soon. So what have we got? 2 hours left now, Jim? And it's getting very, very tight. Unless something pretty miraculous happens here in those next couple of hours, Manchester United will be going into the new season with the squad that they currently have. No surprise then that when we spoke to Jose Mourinho earlier on during the day, he told us that the chances of bringing someone in before 5 o'clock were looking very, very slim.
Welcome to the stream. Don't subscribe to my channel because we are going for 400
the market
subscribers
closes today, so it's time, at least for me, to stop thinking about the market, because the market will be closed. So I will have to focus on the players I have and we go with everything we have to the first match.
Nothing will happen in or out today.
The information I have is not.
So it'll be very interesting to see what sort of a side Manchester United turn out tomorrow night. An awful lot of injuries that Jose Mourinho has as well. He is going to have to cope with what he has for that opening game against Leicester tomorrow night.
Fraser, thank you very much indeed. Hayley P, I'll tell you one thing. Diego Godin's his agent better not go to Old Trafford anytime soon.
I think we all want to hire him though, don't we? I mean, he's done a great job for Gordon. Gordon's got himself a new deal out of the whole thing, but that's one of the ways of the window. The window can work that way.
Give me an S for skullduggery.
Quite. They will see how that comes out at Old Trafford. Mina potentially off to Everton and to
the deadline day left. If you're doing a stream, give a like. If you want more streams like this, make sure you subscribe. I'm going to be doing one of these for Man United and Leicester tomorrow. I also do vlogs for my club called Tranmere. So make sure you go and have a look at them. Subscribe if you're looking forward to the upcoming season. And don't forget to subscribe as well. I'll be doing more football videos, more streams throughout the Premier League season. So if you like what my channel sounds like, make sure you do subscribe to the channel. And also I do a charity football match quite often. So both of them have done really well. So just take one click it takes. Just to subscribe, to my channel, and that's it. That's all I'm asking for. 400 by the end of the year. Hi, Dan, Louis. Hi, Louis.
Yes, Harry Maguire appears to be going nowhere. That doesn't mean that Leicester are busy strengthening their squad today. We can join our reporter Rob Dorsey on an update there.
Hi, Louis. You're right, Lou. If you're having a good holiday.
Yes, Hayley, with every minute that passes, Leicester just get that little bit more secure in that hesitation they made. Right at the very start of this, when Harry Maguire was first linked with Manchester United, they said, he's not for sale. He's not going anywhere. They told Manchester United that. We were told that United were prepared to pay up to £60 million for him. Wasn't enough. Leicester weren't interested. Less than 2 hours now for Manchester United to change Leicester's mind. We've seen Harry Maguire training out there, preparing for a game against Manchester United live on the Friday Night Football on Sky Sports tomorrow night. But they're not looking to weaken their defence. They're already strengthening it. We've already seen that they've signed Filip Benkovic, a £13 million fee, 5-year contract from Dynamo Zagreb. A good player, one who will battle for a first-team place in the centre of that defence. And they're still trying to get Charlie Siachun for a £19 million fee from Freiburg in Germany, a Turkish international. Can they get that done? Can they get the work permit paperwork done in time for that 5 o'clock deadline and sign that one across the line? 2 new centre-backs, but Harry Maguire going nowhere. And in the last few minutes, we've had confirmation that they're nearly close to getting rid of Aslam Slimani, their club record signing from just a couple of years ago. Looks like he's heading to Fenerbahce on loan for a season with a possible view to a permanent deal. So still a lot of business happening at Leicester, but the big one, Harry Maguire, going nowhere, it seems.
Rob, thank you very much indeed. That can all change, of course, folks, but the earlier than usual deadline of 5 o'clock. Rob Dorsey, going well. Had a blinder in Russia and he's going well on transfer deadline day. Let's get down to Cardiff. Why not? I just wonder, Michelle Owen, what about my old pal Vincent Tan? Has he got the Malaysian chequebook out?
Well, Harry Arter, it's my understanding, is on his way to Cardiff City right now in the view of a loan move, Jim. Now, he did train with Bournemouth this morning, but he is on his way to the Cardiff City Stadium in view of this loan move. He's due here in the next hour or so, but I have heard that another club is in for him as well. Harry Arter just wants to play first team football, but another team could be coming in at the last minute too. But as it stands, Cardiff City are leading the race to bring him in on loan. They've got, a couple of hours to get this over the line, this move for Harry Arter, but it does look like it will be a loan move. So I'll keep an eye on this one, Jim. Don't think it's a permanent one, could be a loan one.
Good stuff, Michelle. Thanks for that.
Yeah, a couple of clubs in for Arter there. Well, what about Everton? They've had a good window, haven't they? And Yerry Mina, one of the players we mentioned, Manchester United fancied, looking like he could be heading there. Alan Myers is right across everything at Finch Farm today. Alan, what's the latest there?
Well, the latest is the sun's still shining. I keep hearing about Crystal Palace puddles and rain and everything, but it's been absolutely glorious here. Remember, I used to pick strawberries on this field when I was a kid. That was a long time ago. But as far as Everton are concerned, it's all good news, it looks like, because Yerry Mina, the defender they've been after for a long, long time, you remember he's been linked heavily with Manchester United, also Lyon, but it looks like they're moving closer to completing that deal before the 5 o'clock window. And people talking about how late it is to do a medical. Well, if you can't do a medical here, what do? Well, Everton sent their team over to Barcelona to do the medical there. So that's what's happening at the moment. There's also suggestions that Andre Gomez is having a medical over there. Now, he has apparently got an injury. We've read in newspapers and things over the last few weeks. So whether that goes ahead, I think there's slightly more doubt on that one. But we'll watch it, obviously. But Yerry Mina, it seems really positive. Now, as far as other incomings, Bernard, we saw him arrive yesterday at Manchester Airport. He's been here all day. He's putting the final touches to that move. That won't be too long away, we don't think. He's been sorting out a work permit and everything else he needs to do, the formalities, but that's not done exactly yet, but we're hoping it will be done soon. It's been a really busy day here. Mohamed Besic looks like he's going out to Middlesbrough in a deal worth around £6 million. Yannick Bolasie, we've been told, will not go anywhere on loan. Definitely won't go anywhere on loan. Whether somebody comes in the last 2 hours to get him permanently, well, that remains to be seen, and it looks doubtful now. And then there's a couple of youngsters who Kieran Dowell and Callum Connolly have signed new 3-year deals. And the big one, as far as keeping players, Ademola Lookman is staying 100%.
Okay, Alan, many thanks for that. Plenty happening at Everton.
Yeah, but what about deals that have already been done? We know Chelsea have made the biggest Premier League deal of the window so far with the £71.6 million signing of goalkeeper Kepa from Athletic Bilbao. A world record fee for a goalkeeper. He's 23 years old. The Spain international was presented to the media at Stamford Bridge earlier, and he's not concerned.
I believe no.
By a huge price tag placed upon him.
Actually, yeah. I knew that was going to happen, but...
Hola a todos. Lo primero. First of all, hello to everyone. I'm incredibly happy to be here. This is a great challenge for me, and it means a lot for my career and also in my personal life. It's a great step forward in my career, and then it's also a great sort of challenge for the club, or very brave for the club to take me in, I find. And in terms of the price, me being the most expensive goalkeeper in the world, it's something I just don't think about. I think some players take more time to adapt, others take a bit less time. Everybody's different. I just hope that I'll be able to adjust and adapt as soon as possible, but we are all different. And yes, I realize that the game in England it's different, but it is also true. I've got lots of friends, people I know, they're Spanish players, and I'm really happy to be here and looking forward to joining them. Sobre todo de experimentarlo en primera vez.
Great stuff. Was that Jim White trending on Twitter already?
We're trending.
How long has it taken? 13 minutes since he came on.
This is good. Keep watching, folks. All the news is coming your way right now at 5 o'clock and beyond. Believe me.
One trendy man.
Indeed, trendy is the word. Leaving Chelsea, though, as their goalkeeper of 4 years, Thibaut Courtois caused a stir. Yesterday. Goodness
Kissing
gracious.
the badge.
Kissing the badge.
Real Madrid badge.
Day one.
Someone just got there.
Day one. Listen, he's joined Real Madrid for a fee we understand to be £35 million. He was posing with the Real shirt here alongside club president Florentino Perez earlier. Then it was outside, thousands of fans greeting him inside the Santiago Bernabeu. And look at this response. Here we go, Jim. This is the moment. Kisses the badge.
Oh, come on.
Huge cheer from the crowd, that. But coming the other way, Real midfielder Mateo Kovacic, the 24-year-old Croatia international, joining on a season-long loan. Could be a good signing, that. And Kovacic tweeted this about the move to Stamford Bridge. Says, I am really happy and excited to be here at Chelsea.
I can't show this because I get done for copyright, so I'm just playing it over the top.
For the club.
This is I'll literally show you clear.
Right, Brighton have done one deal today, covering them. Roger Clark, who's been speaking as well to Chris Hughton, who was addressing the media today. Roger, what has been happening there? What have you got to tell us?
Yeah, well, much of the talk throughout the transfer window has been Brighton looking to see if they could strengthen the central defensive position. It looks as if they're about to do that. Dan Burn, we understand, is on his way to Brighton. The figure, we're talking around sort of £3 million coming down from Wigan, but interestingly on this one, that he's looking likely to sign, but then he'll be loaned straight back to Wigan, perhaps until January, perhaps for the rest of the season. He's expected to conduct a medical. He is actually injured at the moment. He's got a broken bone in his foot, and the idea is that perhaps he'll go back to Wigan, get his fitness back, play a few games, and then join up with his new Brighton teammates in January. Now, we did speak to Chris Hughton a little earlier in his press conference. He wasn't keen to give too many details about Dan Burn, but he did suggest to us that Brighton's business for this transfer window might not be over just yet, and they would be continuing to look at options right up until the deadline.
We're happy where we are in what we have recruited over the summer, and thankfully we were able to recruit some, in particular a couple early, but we will go right up to the time possible, which is of course in another 3.5 hours, and we have a responsibility to try to make sure the squad's as strong as possible. So I wouldn't rule anything out. But on the other hand, we have brought in a number of players this summer, and at this moment I'm happy where we are.
So Chris Hughton still looking to do some business, and could that mean Martin Montoya on his way to Brighton? He's been in talks with Fulham, but a few reports, a few whispers going around that perhaps that deal to go to Fulham is dead, and the Valencia defender, former Barcelona defender, could yet be on his way to Brighton. We're hopefully going to find out a few more details about whether that's a possibility in the next few minutes, and as soon as we know, we'll let you know.
For now, Roger, thank you.
Roger, thank you very much indeed. Darren Bent, Andy Hinchcliffe and Paul Merson join me on set this afternoon. Guys, I want to start with Manchester United. Still no signings. We know the runners and riders, Darren. Do you expect that to change? We've got a few hours. Well, we don't. We've got less than 2 now.
Yeah, definitely. And they need to sign someone. I mean, as Andy was saying earlier about desperation, it's like they're trying to go after any centre half and get hold of them. I find that quite well, especially with Mourinho, gets his work done quite early. Is that you thought with the club the size of Manchester United, if they want a player, they should be able to get him no problems. For whatever reason, in this window, it seems to be dragging on to the last 2 hours, and they've still not really got the guy that I believe that he wants.
Yeah, it's not the way United work. United normally have the pick of who they sign. Now it looks like it's completely reversed, and they're just trying to get someone of some repute into the club. And I'd be amazed if this happened in the next 2 hours. United fans surely will be saying, hang on a minute, what is going on when the club is now not scrabbling round, but certainly working very hard to get anybody in, which is a real surprise considering the size of the club.
If ever, Paul, we thought, what do agents get up to approaching deadline day? I'd love to meet Diego Godin's agent. I mean, he's done United like a kipper, has he not? They approach United and say Godin would probably like to join up. United, quite rightly, make an approach to the Atletico board, and in the background, Godin ups the ante for his client, and he promptly goes on to €7.5 million per annum.
Wow.
He's done his job, the agent.
The agent's done his job. I mean, this is Man United. This is, for me, the biggest football club in the world of football. And they're scratching around for a player now. They can't get one over the line. I mean, this is Man United. As soon as they want you, surely they've got to make it happen. When Sir Alex Ferguson was manager, it happened. How many times did you sit on here in the times when Sir Alex Ferguson was the manager and no one come, or they couldn't get it over the line? They bang. I want him. He's coming. Something's going on. Something's going on. I don't know what it is. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if Mourinho and whoever sorted it out going further apart. This is not right. This is the biggest club in the world.
United people what they were 10 years ago. But is Mourinho the manager who want to play for?
I mean, I think still. I personally still think Man United are the biggest club in the world. If you go anywhere in the world, everybody's got a Man United shirt on. If you don't want to play for Man United, or 80,000, 75,000 fans every week, and they fill the away end wherever they go. For me, I just can't. I just find this really extraordinary.
Darren, I'm with Paul on that. This is Manchester United. I mean, as we understand it, Harry Maguire would like to play for Manchester United, and yet Leicester, quite rightly, playing hardball. Can they play a hardball through the deadline?
Well, obviously, they're holding out for as much money as they can. I mean, Harry Maguire's come off the back of a very good World Cup. He was probably England's one of outstanding players. But for me, I'm with you. I can't understand how a club like Manchester United, who are arguably the biggest club in the world, can't get this guy over the line. Obviously, it's who they want. They've tried to get him. They've spoken about Boateng and other players, but for whatever reason, they just can't seem to get over the line.
Incredible. We'll bring you the very latest news on United throughout the next hour or so, because it seems almost inconceivable, as Mer says, that still nobody coming in. And remember, the earlier than usual deadline, 5 o'clock. In the meantime, Everton are in Barcelona after Yerry Mina. Stay with us.
Oh my God, I've just been splashed. Oh my God. Yeah, oh, that's live TV for you.
Yeah, it started with a splash at Crystal Palace, but the battle between the players and our reporter rumbles on. My money's on the players. Find out if there's a resolution.
So confused because it's sitting across the street even though you're facing them. I can't, it'll get, I don't, do you reckon it'll get done for copyright? Sub to the channel for Tramia vlogs. I'm doing, like, I've said this loads of times now, but as the views creep up, I just think to say 400 by the end of the year would be insane. I do Tramia vlogs, I do loads of football videos, I do streams like this quite a lot, so just smash that like button, smash the subscribe button if you want to keep watching me on this stream.
Yes, I would. Why? Because it's an internationally recognised qualification and a standard of lectures is world class.
Let's check the Sleep news.
Absolutely.
When is the window closed? It closes in 1 hour and 37 minutes. And someone said about Fekir to Liverpool. That is probably not going to happen because Fekir, he's been chosen to choose Chelsea over Chelsea over Liverpool if he is to move. So I doubt that will happen. But I doubt Liverpool are going to sign anyone. Really don't need anyone insane like big, do we? I got foot champs awards later. I got gold free. Got a foot champs. Nice.
Into a trance with me. And viral. Are you confident, Jeff? Don't stop, don't stop. Go, 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 go.
Stupid phone, doesn't happen. Tiny Tim Bradbury is online. Kurzawa to United. Time out.
Epic awaits. For just €20 top up, get unlimited access to YouTube and social networks, an extra 15 gigs of data, and unlimited calls to any network. All with Air Prepaid. Air. Let's make possible.
Every day we embark upon a quest.
So adverts at the moment, anyone wondering why that I'm speaking instead of
Our latest beer is brewed with Irish barley, double hopped, and a refreshing hue of gold. Hop House 13. More hops, more taste, more character.
New Premier League season about to get underway. This could be the best of them all.
The Premier League 3 o'clock kickoff returns this Saturday as Huddersfield take on Chelsea. Can Sarri start his Premier League managerial career with a win? Find out live on Sky Sports Premier League, only in Ireland.
How you watching it? I'm watching it on the TV.
It's on as the Super 8s face off live on Sky Sports Action.
This is stupid. I can't show it because I can't because of copyright. Sorry.
As the clock ticks, time is running out as well for Tottenham to sign a player. They're the only side in the Premier League not to do any business so far. We can head to Paul Gilmore. He's at the training ground. Is there anything for the fans to get excited about, Paul?
Haley, good afternoon. At the moment, I don't think there is, but we believe a lot in our players. The thoughts of Maurizio Pochettino as Spurs edge towards this low-key deadline. He preferred instead to praise the impact of the club in tying down players like Harry Kane, Davinson Sanchez, Son, and of course Lamela to long-term deals. He promised his side would be better than last season, and if he is annoyed about the lack of transfer activity, he wasn't letting it show.
Sorry.
I think it's so difficult now because it's only 4 hours to the end, and I don't have news now, and I think it's sure it will be so difficult. You know, always you cannot until you finish the game. You cannot say no.
Said about 15 times,
the
400 by the end of the
the
year.
end of the game, but in 4 hours it will be difficult to sign some player.
Now, he went on to say it's not about adding because it's fashionable. Our targets are always the same as Manchester United, Manchester City or Real Madrid, but for different circumstances, we can't achieve that. As for the talk of an incoming Jack Grealish, that bid of £25 million was rejected on Tuesday evening. The news coming from Villa is Grealish is not for sale at any price.
Do you know, I don't like to talk about the players that are in another team. It's many rumors during the season, during the transfer window. I think it's no point to talk about players that are in another club. I am happy with the squad. I am happy with the player. You know, I think always it's about to be right in your judgment, in your possibilities, in of course working hard to try to improve our squad. But when it's not possible, it's not possible, and we need to move on and believe in our player, and believe in the way that we work, and of course being competitive. And I no doubt that we are going to be competitive with or without signing.
No breakthrough yet with Toby Alderweireld, but time, of course, is running out. So it looks like the three players Tottenham will consider offers for Alderweireld, Rose and Dembele. It looks like at the moment they will remain. Remember, they can still join a foreign club up until the end of August, and he warned those players who don't buy into the collective this season that they will not be welcome in his team. He called for professionalism and dedication from all members of his squad.
For now, Paul, thank you.
Jackie Freeman, it's
So Maurizio Pochettino says he's happy with his squad despite not making a single signing this summer. But we want to know on our Twitter page at Sky Sports News, a quick poll for you to get involved with. Will Tottenham finish in the top four despite not making a summer signing? We'll be bringing you the results very shortly, but first, let's find out what our guests think.
Jasper, thanks very much indeed. Do you know what? It's interesting about Tottenham. Jasper, thanks for that. Max, I'm not so sure. You know, like Pochettino says, I am very happy with the group of players I have. Life goes on. Basically, must want
if you want to get in touch and talk about
they seem to be so slow off
the team you support, their transfer window, and where you think they'll finish,
the day after Aston Villa the championship,
can you comment me right now on the chat, and I'll and then I will somehow call you, and we can do fan chat.
No better. It's the
But
same team.
until so if you want to do it now, comment me, and then I'll
you see the
get
situation with
involved.
Arsenal. Usually you have to sell a player. It's hard to bring players in. They've got a good team already. You know, if someone goes out, right, Grealish is a bit different as a young kid who's got time to learn. But if it was a 27-year-old going there for £30 million, will you get in the team? You probably wouldn't. Their 11's a good 11. it's getting players to be in the squad, and that's hard in this day and age.
They signed Lucas Moura, who's a very good player.
Yeah.
He can't get into the team because that first team for Tottenham is so established, and rightly so. Son was in the team, Ericsson, Ali, Kane. You're not going to disrupt that front four. So good players that they signed, you think will go straight to the team, haven't. So maybe
So you're saying it's no major setback if they didn't get.
I think I agree with Merce. Keeping those front four players was absolutely key to next season. You probably look, clubs do clearly have this policy. They're looking at players all the time, and they might have put offers in, but the deal wasn't right, or the personal terms might have been too much. So you shouldn't read into it that they're not bothered and they're not doing any business. They will be looking for players. It's just the right player at the right time that I'm sure they would spend on it. But the team will be better than last season, I think, for Tottenham, but still, I don't think as good as Liverpool and Man City this season.
I just see there the lad at Tottenham saying about Dembele. I'd buy Dembele tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
I think he's one of the best players in the Premier League. If I was Man United, I'd be selling Pogba tomorrow morning for 100 million and buying Dembele all day long. I think Dembele's up there with the best of the best. I really do.
Dembele, Darren?
Yeah, I agree with what Paul's saying there, to be fair. If you're going to get 100 million for Pogba, you've got the ideal replacement in Dembele, because I think the amount of times I've watched Spurs this season, I'm not sure if he give it away 3 times in all the games I've seen him. He's fantastic on the ball. I mean, he couldn't even get the Belgium squad in the World Cup in the team, so it's crazy. But for me, I'm with Paul there. If I'm Man United, I'm going to get Dembele.
And Dan, just on the deadline, it's 5 o'clock this evening here, but in Europe, there's a lot more time to do some deals. So Alderweireld still might go. Danny Rose still might go.
Yes, it's crazy. I mean, Danny Rose for me is another one. I mean, obviously, understandably, Tottenham don't want to sell him to another Premier League side, because for me, when he's fit and he's firing, he's one of the best left backs in world football. For me personally, as a defender, strong, he's quick, he's got all the attributes. So, with the European market, it is it does help. Obviously, their window goes on a lot later, so I would expect them guys at Tottenham to maybe get moves away from them.
Just on Harry Arter, guys, I'm hearing that he's rejected Watford in favour of Cardiff, but we'll get more on that shortly. Let's get more from Jasper, who's over there, social media area, if you please.
Thank you very much, Jim. Yes, I'm right the way over here. There we go. Now, we asked you just a few moments ago if Tottenham were going to finish in the top 4, despite not making any summer signings, as the guys were mentioning. They have kept hold of their key players. They finished 3rd last year. Will they maintain that top 4 finish? What do you think? No, at the moment, 62% say no. Now, we've only had a few minutes with that poll. 25,000 of you got in touch. 62% say no. 38% of you say yes, Tottenham will finish in the top 4. So the majority not backing Pochettino and has not signed anyone so far this summer.
Well, there you go. Crystal Palace having a busy day, and Michael Bridge has been in the training ground all day. And what is it about Michael Bridge that drama just seems to follow you everywhere you go? What's happening now, Michael?
Everywhere I go, all on a professional level. It's unbelievable, Pete. Yeah, it's good news today for Crystal Palace fans. Last year we had Mamadou Sakho joining last minute, but I don't think there'll be any problems today. We understand that Jordan Ayew is close to signing for Crystal Palace on a season-long loan deal. We've seen him in central London. Ayew is close to signing. We think it'd be viewed to a permanent deal, which would complete a very, very good summer for Crystal Palace, because they've kept Wilfried Zaha, they've signed a new goalkeeper, Vincenzo Guaita, they've signed Chet Kouyaté, and they've signed the new mayor of London, Max Meyer. He's there to make it a very, very happy birthday to Roy Hodgson. And I was there earlier to give Roy his birthday cake. He was very appreciative. Happy birthday, Roy. Had deadline day icing, which he can eat if he wants. So he's very happy about that. Now, something we had earlier, we had a bit of an incident which has gone sadly viral called Splashgate. There was some serious bridge over troubled waters here, because Patrick Van Aanholt splashed me. He was very apologetic on social media, but this is what happened if you haven't seen it. Ayew does look like he will be on his way. He hasn't been trained. Oh my God, I've just been splashed. Oh my God. Yeah, oh, that's live TV for you. Well, to be fair to Patrick Van Aanholt, he came out because he saw his tweet earlier. He came out and apologised. You splashed me?
No, actually I didn't, bro. The water was there, so I couldn't avoid it anymore, so sorry, bro.
Right. You know that's a £5,000 fine if I take it further, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to take it further.
It was a joke, man. I couldn't avoid it anymore. Sorry, bro.
I want you to apologise to me in front of the camera. Michael, I'm sorry.
Do you have to?
Yeah?
I'm sorry, bro.
Right, have a great season, Patrick. So, cheers. See you later. See you later.
Hold on.
And the latest from Crystal Palace training ground here, and the good news is My trousers are now dry.
What is your
so
favourite
no more
club?
of these. Trousers back on.
Liverpool and Tranmere.
You could have warned me before that one, Bridgie. Many thanks.